mother was a banjo player. I met her from coming over to Holland from the late 80s, believe it or not. When I was about 18, I was playing with a traditional jazz band touring Europe, and we would come to Holland and play quite a lot. So that started my kind of connection with the Netherlands. Then we split up. I moved over here, and I stayed in Holland, was just sort of mucking around for about a year. And then I felt like it was time for me to get back to the Lord, actually.
Ah, so it was God that called you.
I mean, he has a plan, of course, in all of this, and that is what brought me to where I am now. So then I found an international church based in Amsterdam. I was living anti-squat. I don't know if you know what that is.
You might have to tell us.
So if they're going to demolish a block of flats, and all the families and everyone, all the decent folk, so to speak, are kind of moving out. They all have to clear out. And then what they do is they send in these anti-squatters who can live there very cheap, but it's very short notice if you've got to move out. Not that they're literally going to demolish the building while you're still in it, but, get a couple of weeks' notice and then you have to move to another location. So I was doing that for about 7 years.
Well, congratulations. How wonderful. And I know that your musical career is prolific and you've been highly regarded for your whole life, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's true. Tell me about your current musical situation, your band and everything else. And are you mainly on the saxophone now?
Well, I'm kind of doing a combination of saxophone, singing, and the clarinet. Those are my sort of main instruments. So I haven't worked out how to do all three at the same time yet. I'm working on that.
That's not possible.
We really love this one because it's, for a start, for any kind of jazz fans out there, it's got an interesting time signature. So it's in 5/8. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so it is rare, yeah.
And the message on this one is based on a little bit out of the letter that Paul wrote to the Philippians. He knows how to be able to be positive in every situation, The Apostle Paul went through all kinds of crazy stuff through his faith in Jesus. He knew that he could find his strength in that. So it culminates in the verse, which is the song, I Can Do All Things, which is meaning based on verse 13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So it's a positive message for all of us, really.
It's fantastic when faith works like it has for you. That is what people of faith always want, I think, because it's supposed to be healing and spiritual and so many more things. Obviously, it's a massive inspiration to you with your music, hugely.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like I said, that was how he spoke to me, because for me, it's music. He thought, well, if I'm going to have to get Johnny's attention, I'm going to have to show him that I love his music in the sense that he's given me that gift. Everyone has a gift, whatever it is. I want to use that gift to bless other people, to draw them to him, and that's through this band, Jonny and the Jazzuits, started in 2011.
Fantastic. So how do you know HJ? That's how we met, through HJ, who's behind the Music for the Soul project, which is now global, but has come out of Worcester. What is your connection?
Yeah, well, I know HJ because she used to live on Hainthorpe Road in South London, on the same street as my sister and her family. So she was on the other side of the street.
Neighbours.
And I knew HJ, and then I knew that HJ came to faith. So I can't remember now how we got back together, but I think I maybe sent her a message, or then she mentioned this thing about Music for the Soul, this initiative to bring hope to people through music in these very trying times for all of us. And it happened to be that I wrote this song, Good Medicine. Actually, it was starting before the epidemic all kicked off, because I was reading Proverbs, and there's a verse in there that says that a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. And I was really focusing on those two extremes, if you like. You can be cheerful or you can be really down. Obviously, the enemy wants us to just get down and down and down. If we focus on the cheerful heart aspect, it's good medicine for each of us.
And you're still working on that song, because that's due to join the Music for the Soul release project later on in the summer.
So this Sunday, we should be in the studio recording it, along with another 5 tracks, bringing out this Good Medicine EP.
I mean, has COVID affected you, apart from obviously you catching it? Has it affected things? I mean, it must have done because of live performance and stuff. Would you have normally been out performing?
2020 was going to be the busiest year of my career, I think, with gigs, because we had a trip to Israel. I was so looking forward to that, playing And then they wanted us to do a gospel set at this jazz festival in Tel Aviv. So, this would have been absolutely awesome. In fact, that was where I asked my wife to marry on the Mount of Olives.
Oh, my word.
I'd just come back from Russia when it all started off with a Glenn Miller tribute orchestra that tours around Russia and Europe. So all that dried up, of course.
Yes.
And then there was other stuff, a trip to Estonia. We did manage to get to Switzerland somehow for a jazz festival in the summer there. But, everything dried up. But we're going to see how it goes. Now we're kind of focusing on... there are a few... there's Jazz in Duketown, which is a jazz festival in Den Bosch, which is one of the cities in the south. They're doing a kind of live stream, going to be part of that. And then there's another festival called Graceland Festival, which is happening in August. And that presently is planned to be an open thing where people can come. I don't know how they're going to work that out.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, I mean, we haven't got a crystal ball, which is pray. Well,
yes.
Jonny, it's been a really fascinating conversation, just getting to know a little bit about you, and it's wonderful to hear of your faith and how it's inspired your music. I mean, you definitely have a skill there. We're going to play the song that's out tomorrow. For those of us that love it and want to find out more, is the best place to go your Jazzuits website or your own website?
I've been beavering away today trying to work out all the landing page stuff. But I think if you can either go to Instagram and Facebook, have got links to the track itself, so you can get to the links. So if you go to Jazzuits.com, there's the link of the releases, so you can see the I Can Do All Things. That will be all operational as soon as the track is on Spotify tomorrow.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see the video. Well, actually, I've seen it, but I can't wait for everyone else to see it. So beautiful stuff. Well, Jonny, thank you very much for your contribution to the Music for the Soul and for chatting to me on the show tonight. When your single is released for Music for the Soul, can we get you back on just to talk us through that?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm really it's one. Both my mother and my wife. My mother is a retired nurse, but my wife is a nurse, so I can really. She can definitely sympathise with, especially now. It's busier in the hospitals. Also for the patients, I just pray for anyone even that might be listening now to the radio, that they would feel they're built up by the music.
And that's the aim. That is the aim. Yeah.
Yes.
Jonny, thank you very much indeed. It's been great to meet you, and I can't wait to chat again. And now we're going to play your beautiful song.
Thanks, Kate.
So that was the conversation that I had with Jonny Boston earlier today of Jonny and the Jazzuits, where we talked about the song that he's put together for Music for the Soul and about what it's like to live in the Netherlands and what's led him to be part of the project, as well as a lot of the inspiration behind a lot of his music. So this new single by Jonny and the Jazzuits is out tomorrow. I Can Do All Things.
Look at the birds, how your Father feeds them. God is the rock for the thirsty.
It's nice, isn't it?
Knock on the door and you'll see. With or without, I am learning. Beyond a doubt, I can be contented, whether I'm filled or grow hungry. There is a truth I believe. I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things through Christ, who lives in me, who died for me to set me free. I will rely on your guiding. You will supply everything that I need. There is just one who's presiding. I have been born of his seed. I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things through Christ, my Lord. I can do all things through Him are all things through Christ, who lives in me, who died for me to set me free. I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things through Christ, who lives in me, who died for me to set me free. I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things through Christ, who lives in me, who died for me to set me free. Hallelujah to our God and Father, be glory forever and ever and ever. To our God and Father, be glory forever and ever and ever. To our God and Father, be glory forever and ever and ever. To our God and Father, be glory forever and ever and ever.
Jonny and the Jazzuits, I Can Do All Things. What a gorgeous song. And it was wonderful to hear the inspiration behind that song from Jonny himself, who is now based in the Netherlands, got a fascinating story to tell, and clearly some incredible music to share. He's got a website. It is jonnyboston.com. And there's a whole section on there for his Jazzuits band. They're doing really well. They would have had a very, very, very busy year touring, performing, and hopefully they're going to get back to that soon. Now, Jonny Boston, as we mentioned, is part of the project Music for the Soul, set up by H.J. Colston Inge, which actually is also raising money and awareness for welfare for healthcare. That's the whole purpose of it, just to bring us music for our soul, to heal us and make us think and stop and heal, but also to raise money for that wonderful charity, Welfare for Healthcare. All started here in Worcestershire by HJ. So we'll talk again about this next week on the show. And when Jonny has released his song for Music for the Soul, then we will get to hear that as well. Bit of Taylor Swift now.